Shogun is a lesson in letting people make their own mistakes. Toranaga is extremely calculated. I mean, the man plays 5D chess. He is 10 steps of everyone else, and the only times he shares a little of his designs is with the man about to take it to his grave. And yet, despite this extreme level of planning, one of the most interesting lessons about his leadership style is how he lets his people make their own mistakes. How he lets them struggle, face their demons, and basically risks them losing faith, breaking, even betraying. And he doesn't have to, because if he only kept them a little bit closer, he would have eliminated that risk, but then he wouldn't know who they really are, and they wouldn't know. So, in a way, he has to let them fly. Mariko spends her whole adult life not knowing why her father sent her away, even though a word from Toranaga was enough to clarify it when that word eventually came. Yabushige is allowed to betray even though Toranaga foresees the limits of his loyalty, even though just a few carefully chosen words here and there would have steered him away from betrayal. Anjin is allowed to lose faith and even rebel. His own son is put in a position with a high likelihood of failure, a predictable outcome given his history and his personality. It would have been enough to simply keep him close, take him along instead of leaving him in Ajiro, to prevent all the incidents he caused and eventually his death. But the boy was now a man, and he had to be let to make his own decisions. And yes, I know some of these actions are part of bigger plans, and I know that some of them had unintended outcomes that were positive for Toranaga, and I will also grant you the degree to which he does it is probably way too much for most of us. It's a show about medieval politics after all, not a step-by-step instruction manual for the 21st century. But the fact and the principle remain. Toranaga gives his people the time and space to struggle, to question themselves, and to question him. He knows he could micromanage them better, for lack of a better word, keep them closer, make it easier for them, encourage them a bit more. But he doesn't do that because he wants to see who they are when they struggle, when they're alone, when it gets tough, and he wants them to see who they are as well. The lesson here is simple, in medieval Japan or in your team. Let your people fly, give them the room to fail, to get back up stronger, to discover themselves, to see who they really are. Be there for them, but not every minute. It's tempting to overmanage and overprotect. You see them worrying, you immediately comfort them. You see them struggling, you immediately help them. That will give you calm and comfortable people, but not people who really know themselves when it gets tough. Now, to what degree this matters in your team and how far do you want to take it, that's for you to decide.